Welcome to Signal Post Daily, your human-curated, AI-delivered tech and AI news briefing. This is Episode 3 for Thursday, October 23rd, 2025.
Whoa, we have intro music. Episode 3, and we're starting to become a respectable podcast now.
Right, and we're showing up in more places today. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, to name a few. Hopefully tomorrow we'll land on YouTube.
Oof, does that mean I'll need hair and makeup for this gig? All right, what are we looking at today?
Ha! I don't know if we're ready to show our faces. Okay, on with the show, and we've got some really interesting hardware announcements. Amazon just went public with AR glasses they've been testing with delivery drivers, and there's a bigger wearables trend developing around conversational AI.
AR glasses for delivery drivers? That's one of those ideas that sounds good in theory, but I want to know the actual impact here.
Fair point. So Amazon has been testing these internally, called Amelia, and they're specifically designed to optimize what Amazon calls the last 100 yards of delivery. The glasses provide turn-by-turn directions, they scan package codes, and capture proof of delivery, all hands-free.
Okay, so instead of fumbling with a phone and a package, the driver just looks with the glasses. That actually makes sense. What kind of time savings are we talking?
Amazon's saying some drivers are seeing about 30 minutes shaved off their shift. The glasses have a small display in the field of view, and they pair with a controller in the driver's vest. They even solve the battery problem with swappable packs, so drivers don't run out of juice mid-route.
Wait, but here's what bugs me. My friend is an Amazon Flex driver, right? The gig worker type? Is he going to get access to these glasses, or are they just for Amazon's direct employees?
That's the question, actually. From what Amazon's saying publicly, it's optional for drivers and their contracted companies to use them. They're distributing them for free to whoever adopts them, but they're being pretty vague on whether that includes flex drivers or just the direct hires.
So basically they're not saying, which probably means it's just for the direct employees right now, and flex drivers get left behind. That seems kind of, unfair?
I hear you. The company's been pretty coy about the rollout details. They also mentioned the glasses are still experimental and plans could change. But yeah, if I had to read between the lines, the wearable tech probably starts with the easier-to-manage employed workforce first.
Makes sense from a logistics standpoint, but not from a, fairness standpoint. Okay, what's next?
So this is bigger picture data infrastructure news. Veeam, a major data resilience company, just agreed to acquire Security AI for $1.7 billion. This is a pretty significant move in the enterprise data world.
Veeam. Remind me what they actually do? I know the name, but I'm not clear on their whole deal.
Good question. So before the AI boom, Veeam was really focused on backup and disaster recovery, right? Making sure enterprises could restore their data if things went wrong. They were sort of the unglamorous but essential part of infrastructure.
So they were backup utilities, basically.
Exactly. But now, with AI everywhere, enterprises need way more sophisticated data governance. They need to know what data they have, where it is, whether it's being used to train models properly, if it meets compliance requirements. Security built what they call a data command center to give companies that visibility and control.
Okay, so Veeam is basically saying, we're not just the backup guys anymore, we're the people who manage data in the age of AI. That's a pretty significant pivot for them, right?
It is. Veeam closed a $2 billion secondary sale back in December that valued them at $15 billion, and they explicitly said they wanted to find acquisition targets in this space. Security was founded in 2019 by Rehan Jalil, raised over $156 million in venture funding, and he's actually going to join Veeam as president of Security and AI.
Is this just a money move because AI is hot? Or is there genuine strategic value combining backup systems with data governance?
That's actually a really fair question. The companies say the value is that enterprises are tired of managing 17 different tools to build their data stack. You need backup, you need security, you need governance, you need AI integration. If Veeam can bundle these together, theoretically it's simpler and more secure.
Theoretically being the key word. But I can see the argument. All right, what else?
Okay, leaving enterprise and switching back to the smart glasses space. And this is where things get kind of interesting because there's clearly a race happening. Sesame AI, the startup founded by Oculus co-founder Brendan Iribe, just raised $250 million in Series B funding.
Sesame AI? I haven't heard of them. Are they just focusing on smart glasses?
So they're positioned as a conversational AI wearables company, and the smart glasses are their flagship product. But from what they're talking about, the underlying tech is really voice-driven AI assistants. The glasses are voice-activated with these pretty sophisticated natural language models.
So, they're trying to build the conversational layer that works on wearables.
Yes, exactly. They've developed these AI voices called Maya and Miles that are designed to feel natural and emotionally expressive, which is kind of a differentiator from other voice assistants. The company also released their base model, CSM-1B, under an open license, so developers can build on it.
Okay, so they're open sourcing the underlying model, but keeping the glasses as the device. And they got this huge funding from Sequoia and Spark Capital, which is, basically the crypto to AI funding pipeline?
I mean, yes, though, let's be fair, Sequoia funds everything now. But the beta already had over 1 million people try it during early demos, and users logged more than 5 million minutes of conversation with the AI system. So there's definitely real engagement there.
But wait, can they actually scale this? Meta and Google are already in smart glasses. Amazon's got delivery drivers wearing them. What's Sesame's actual competitive advantage here?
That's the key question, honestly. They're positioning themselves as lighter weight, cheaper, and focused purely on conversational AI rather than AR features. But you're right to be skeptical. The capital requirements to compete in hardware are massive, and Meta has a lot more resources to throw at this.
So they're like the Google of smart glasses in theory, but with $250 million instead of, hundreds of billions in resources?
Fair summary. They definitely have momentum and proven user interest, but execution at scale is always the hard part in hardware.
All right, last thing. OnePlus Ace 6. I've heard the name OnePlus thrown around, but honestly, I don't really know the company. Are they new?
Actually, no. OnePlus has been around for a while. They started back in 2013 as a Chinese phone maker, but they're kind of in this interesting middle position where they're not as big as Xiaomi or Samsung, but they've got a real following, especially in tech communities.
So what's the Ace 6 about?
It's basically OnePlus going for performance and battery life. The Ace 6 is confirmed to launch at the end of this month with a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset, and the battery is either 7,800 or 8,000 milliamp hours, depending on which variant we're talking about. Plus, it supports 120-watt fast charging.
Wait, okay, so they're just making a phone with a really big battery? Is that unusual?
Not totally unusual anymore, but yeah, it's becoming more of a differentiator. Like, the OnePlus 15 has 7,300 milliamp hours, so this is a pretty meaningful jump. And 120-watt charging is, pretty aggressive.
So this is just the phone industry's answer to all the AI talk being, let's just make the battery bigger so you can run everything all day.
I mean, kind of? Like, everyone's adding AI features that consume more power, so manufacturers are responding with bigger batteries and faster charging. It's not the most innovative solution, but it's practical.
Is OnePlus selling these in the US, or is this just a China thing?
So OnePlus does have global presence, but they're historically stronger in Asia. The Ace 6 is launching in China first on October 27th, and then they typically bring it to other markets with different names and sometimes different specs. So you might see it rebranded if it comes to North America.
So it's another phone with a big battery that may or may not be available where I am. Okay, I mean, that's not impactful for me, but it's useful to know. And hopefully we'll see phones with bigger batteries in North America as well.
Yeah, it's basically the practical response to AI features eating up battery life. Big batteries, fast charging, high-end chips. That's the formula right now.
All right, well, that's a pretty interesting mix today. AR glasses for delivery drivers, the Veeam and security merger that's reshaping enterprise data,
Sesame AI trying to compete in smart glasses with $250 million in funding, and OnePlus making the battery bigger.
Exactly. You're seeing convergence around wearables, data infrastructure consolidation, and some interesting jockeying for position in augmented reality. These are the infrastructure trends that are going to define the next couple of years.
Well, thanks for breaking all that down, and listen, outro music. We made it!
Yay! And thank you for being skeptical, and thank you, friends, for listening, downloading, and reviewing Signal Post daily. We'll be back tomorrow with more of what's happening in tech and AI.
Bye-bye.